What up, guys? Today, I am starting my first Warhammer army. I am going to be unboxing what I picked up. I was able to get the Ultimate Starter Set. I was able to get some paints as well, which is nice, but I'm not going to get into painting anything yet. I want to make sure I can, build my army. And I also picked up the Space Marine board game, which is, applicable to the Space Marine army. The Ultimate Starter Set was great, but first I just wanted to make sure I, could build Titus. I wanted to go through, the booklets and make sure I knew what I was doing. This board game is actually pretty sick. I definitely want to try out the board game. I want to try out the tabletop game as well. I'm pretty sure they're very similar. But these booklets are very cool. There's a lot of lore in this, so I'm going to be reading those booklets and really getting caught up with what I should know about the tabletop game. Here, I'm just showing off exactly what is in the Space Marine board game. Angels of Death, yes, that looks very, very cool. I definitely want to, take my time and really go through the details of what they provide in some of these books. And the art is just so incredible. I'm sorry if this, this video's out of focus or anything. This is the first time I did an unboxing video. Oh, there's the paints. Definitely wanted to show them off. But I was a tad bit worried I was going to get super overwhelmed. So I pretty much just wanted to start off with making Titus, which was, it's my first minifigure. And I'm, again, just super excited to get started on this. So here is what is in the Ultimate Starter Set. As soon as I opened this thing up, I was just kind of blown away with, how much is actually in the Ultimate Starter Set. It is a big box. It is pretty heavy. Regardless, there's some very, very cool things in this. You get terrain, you get the rule books, you get 2 armies. Tyranids seem very, very cool looking. They seem kind of insane to actually paint, you know what I mean? So, I'm definitely going to be taking my time building an army. And yeah, that is what it looks like when you open up a, the Ultimate Starter Set. This is what they would look like if I was like a master painter. That is just insanely good looking. Everything that was on this box just looks so cool. I was a little afraid of being overwhelmed, so I just wanted to start off on some things. Oh yeah, this Tyranid Prime. Dude, they need to put that in the game. That thing looks super cool. There's a Leaper. Leapers are pretty insane looking. And just looking at, the Space Marines that come in the Ultimate Starter Set, we definitely need those weapons, especially the axe, man. It's like, dude, put this stuff in the game, you know what I mean? But yes, so like I said, I didn't want to get too overwhelmed. I wanted to make sure I just started off with something a little bit light. So I started off with building Titus, but I also wanted to make sure that I kind of showed off what was in the Ultimate Starter Set. So, this is an unboxing video. I'm also going to, build 2 figures. As soon as I started to get a hang of it, I pretty much knew what I was able to do. At first, it was a little daunting, kind of, using the clippers. I genuinely didn't know if the clippers could actually damage any of the parts, so I was being very careful. I will tell you right now, it took me about 30 minutes to make Titus. But for the record, I am now able to make Space Marines without the instruction pamphlet. At least, most of them. Yeah, without the instruction pamphlet, I was able to build I was able to make a few more Space Marines, without spending a lot of times worrying if I'm accidentally going to ruin the mini. The plastic was pretty, light, so I just played it very carefully. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to get started on an army. Obviously, I want to paint these eventually, but I want to see how many I can, build and get done. And then, yeah, I'll continue sharing my progress as I go along, as long as you guys are interested. And I'm just very happy that the board game actually it wasn't like a waste of a pickup. Like, I feel like the ultimate starter set was definitely, you know, like the main thing. That's definitely what you should pick up if you're, you know, interested in getting 2 big armies. And I did see a few people say that you could be overwhelmed because, yeah, if you're new to this, it's like, well, do you even need 2 armies? And I wouldn't mind having that because, you know, I could have friends over, they could try it out, and, you know, basically anybody who's super new to it can still get involved if, you know, I can basically just play with whoever's around, so that's fine. But yeah, so I also have the board game as well, so there's multiple ways I can get started in actually playing the tabletop game. So yeah, that's why the ultimate starter set wasn't it didn't turn me off. Like, at first I was a little overwhelmed, just because of everything that was going on. But as soon as I started to get more comfortable with the building here, I was able to pretty much just go with the flow, and I started to recognize things. There's a few things that you definitely should keep an eye on, and that's like the number of what parts they are. But yeah, once you get through like 1 or 2 figures, you maybe don't need the instruction pamphlet. I guess that might not go for Tyranids. Tyranids were kind of weird, at least some of them. But yeah, so Titus was actually, as soon as I like started to get a hang of it, I kind of, I definitely had a better idea on how to just apply everything. I'm being really careful here because some of the parts had a tough time clicking in, and I didn't want to just like, I really didn't want to squeeze too hard or, you know, hurt the figure. But yeah, that is Titus. That is my first figure. That's my first mini right there. And I'm super happy with basically my progress now because, yeah, going from a 20-minute Titus to like a 3-minute lieutenant or whatever the cape guy is, and he has Terminator armor too. So like I'm actually getting more ingrained with the lore as well, because they're very detailed about these things in these books, or these instruction books. And here I'm going with the Tyranid Prime. Tyranid Prime I definitely wanted to build on camera because I just thought he was super cool, and I think they need to put him in the game. We definitely need some flying Tyranids that aren't spore mines, I guess. Yeah, giant wings with like these huge claws. They're super cool, man. And yeah, I just wanted I wanted Titus to have somebody to maliciously stand next to. I definitely want to read more about, well, I want to read these books a little bit more and see what's actually going on within the 40K universe, to see what they pretty much let you know about in the starter set, because I can't imagine they would make a starter set and not give you any good starter lore. They do mention how vicious Tyranids are. I wonder how Tyranids play, because they seem to be very aggressive also. It seems like they're like a swarm army, basically. And, yeah, building the Tyranid wasn't too tough, but I can imagine painting the Tyranid is going to be an issue. Yeah, but if you guys enjoyed this, I will definitely keep showing off my progress as I go along. Eventually, I'm going to have a giant Space Marine army, and probably a giant Tyranid army as well. And yeah, this Tyranid wasn't too tough, but yeah, I had trouble with the wings getting that to just click. And yeah, here we go. Boom. My first 2 minis. My first 2 minis. Very, very cool. Definitely enjoyed doing this. It's actually kind of relaxing putting these together as well. So, regardless, thanks for watching. A little thumbs up there, and then I show off my weird thumb. But yes.